you are not out of shape by any means. You're actually in pretty good shape. You train hard, you eat pretty good, you're sitting around 10 to 12% body fat. And from the outside, you look like you got everything figured out. And in fact, people around you often tell you that, you look like you've got it all figured out. But deep down in your bones, you yourself, you know that that's not the case. And this might confuse some people because a lot of people might think that when someone is in good shape, then they must be happy. But this is not the case. Because you can be in good shape and still feel like your life is stale. You feel like your life has no meaning. You feel like you're just living life on autopilot. And although you've got your physique nailed and you look good, you find yourself asking yourself, why do I still feel like this? And I can tell you right now why that is. It's because being in shape doesn't guarantee that you live in alignment. Now, when I say living in alignment, what I mean is this. You have an idea for how you want your life to look. You've always had it. And right now, how you're living, what you're doing on a daily basis, is not that. So that's why you feel this friction internally. That is a feeling of misalignment. And this became really evident to me when I started working with a client who came to me. This guy is an ex-AFL player. He won a TV show called The Recruit, which he had to actually beat 3,500 applicants/contestants to win this show. And when he won this show, he got put onto Port Adelaide Football Club's list and played AFL. He's also now a senior football coach for his local side, and he's coached them to 3 premierships in a row. First time they've ever done it in the club's history. And he broke like a 20-year premiership drought. So you can imagine this guy is pretty inspiring. He's all over it. He's in great shape too, like really good shape. But he still didn't back himself. He still felt like he was living out of alignment, even with all these achievements, all these trophies in the cabinet, and this great physique that he has. He still felt like something was missing. And we've been working together now, mainly on a lot of mindset stuff, like high-level mindset work. And yeah, he told me, and he regularly tells me, he told me, you are one of the most motivating people that I've ever met. That's what he said to me. And this guy's, obviously, I've just listed all his accolades. So when he told me that, not only did I feel, it made me feel really good, but it just showed me, it showed me and it proved to me that you can be in good shape, but if you're not living in alignment, it's just all a bit of a facade. And I know this as well because I've made good money. I've built businesses, multiple businesses. I've done pretty well for myself. I've had a good life, and everyone on the outside looking in used to think that I had it all figured out. But deep down, I was actually depressed. I was massively living out of alignment because I too had a vision in my head for what I wanted my life to look like. and where I wanted to live, and I didn't want to be on the tools forever. And although I didn't mind working on the tools, it wasn't what I really wanted to be doing. And there's nothing wrong with working on the tools. If that's what you want to do and you're happy, honestly, power to you. I'm really happy for you. But I was doing it for 15 years, and I always had in my head since I was 20 years old, which was 12 years ago, that I wanted more for myself. I didn't believe in staying in the one location for your whole life and doing the same job. I'm a Sparky by trade. I've had construction businesses. I've got a brick and mortar business now, a creative space back in Australia. But this is what I've wanted. I've literally wanted this. I've been visualizing this for so many years. And I can comfortably say right now, I am finally living in alignment. And yeah, it did take me, it took getting in shape, really good shape, like sub 10% body fat. That's what it took for me to, that's what propelled me on the journey that I'm still on now. And getting in shape has got me here, 100%. I can say that without hesitation. That is what got me here. It's the first thing that I started focusing on, which then flowed into my mental state, my internal state, raised my frequency. But if you're watching this and you're already in good shape, and even since working with this guy, I've actually started working with, there's probably 4 guys in my program that I'm working one-on-one with in my highest ticket program. They all fit this description. They're all in good shape. Some of them are good runners. Some of them play rugby. Some of them play footy. Some of them coach. But they still felt something was missing internally. So if you're watching this and that's you, you're probably wondering, okay, well, how do I fix that? Well, for starters, you need to get really clear on what it is you actually want, because I know you've probably got a rough idea of what you want, but you've never actually written it down. You've never actually seen it written on paper, which is something that I get all my clients to do. This journaling exercise that I do and what all my clients do, it has completely changed my life. And it comes back to identity shifting as well. So you need to get clear on what you want. You need to not set goals in the old-fashioned manner. You need to focus on who you need to become, not how. So you need to, it's all based on identity, and you have to go through an identity shift, because you'll always pull yourself back to baseline of who you think you are and what you think you deserve. So you need to get really clear on what you want, who you need to become to get what you want. And then you have to start taking aligned action every day. So if you tell yourself, I want to be an online coach, but you're sitting there and you're not making any content, well, you're not taking aligned action, are you? Because if you want to be an online coach, obviously you've got to make content. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to attract clients that you can actually help. So that's one example. So you need to decide what you want. You need to decide who you need to become to get that. And then you need to take aligned action to take you closer to that desired outcome. Because you can have the best body in the world, but if you're stuck doing a job that you hate and you're stuck in a place that you don't want to be, well, you are never going to feel completely content and happy with your life. It's just not going to happen. You need to chase alignment. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video. You can follow me on Instagram below. And yeah, I'll be posting more videos like this. And yeah, have a good day.